What is up, planet? It is the Priest. I'm back with another pick a card reading. In today's pick a card, I'm going to be focusing on spiritual guidance for 2020. A few of you guys have been asking for higher self messages, ancestors messages. So basically what I'm going to do is just combine it and do a spiritual guidance overall going into 2020 and guidance for the overall year. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome to the planet where we embrace love, happiness, freedom, and most importantly, truth. Shout out to all my new subscribers, my old subscribers. You guys know that I'm very thankful for your support and supporting my message and backing up my videos. If you guys are interested in booking a personal reading, you can find that information in the description box below, along with information about my online tarot course, my book, and anything else that I have going on. Also, don't forget to follow me on Instagram, where I'm much more interactive with you guys, as I'll be posting majority of my content on Instagram at The Tarot Priest. So I'm gonna hop right into today's reading. We have 4 different decks here: deck number 1, deck number 2, deck number 3, and deck number 4. Also, here's a close-up view of the decks. If you need to, feel free to pause the video and see which deck is pulling or calling towards you. Remember, if you guys are stuck between 2, here's the stones again off of the cards. If you guys are stuck between 2 options, you can just pause the video, stop, look away, look back, and whatever stone pulls to you first is probably going to be the messages for you. All right, we're going to hop into today's video and see what spiritual guidance is for you going into the year of 2020 and overall 2020. All right, if you guys chose deck number 1, this is your reading and spiritual guidance going into 2020 or the new year. All right, overall messages for the new year. Transformation, transition. So this is the death card. Things will be falling apart. Again, like I always say, to fall in place. So deck number 1, you guys will be going through a transformation, but the outcome of that transformation is the Sun card. So basically with this information, what I'm feeling like for you guys is a lot of things are going to take place going into 2020. And it's important that you go through the transformation. Like, this has been the overall message for just the period of time in which we are all in. But for you guys specifically, if you've chosen deck number 1, there's going to be a transition or a transformation that's occurring, which means that old identities, old lifestyles are dying away for the purpose of you to be happy. So a lot of you guys have asked for happiness or fulfillment or are ready for that. And so in order to receive that, something must give. And in that case, it seems like you guys will be going through a transformation. And like what I'm hearing so heavily for you is go through the transition. There's no way around what it is that you have to go through. Like, transcending is to go through, go within. And so a lot of you have been trying to like go around, go above, go below. And so with this transformation that's occurring, it's going to require a lot of faith in you and a lot of trust in your spirit guides to allow them to work in your life for the purpose of happiness and clarity and the Sun card. So we also have the 8 of Cups here. You guys could be a Scorpio or have a Scorpio around you, or you could be a Leo with the cards that I have here. You don't have to be, these are just the signs that I'm pulling up. But I feel like with the butterflies and the transformation, like, you're shedding old ways, you're shedding old identities going into 2020 and for the year of 2020. And it's going to require you to move away from some things, okay? It's going to require you to walk away for your happiness. Basically is like what I'm getting. Like, a lot of the decisions that are happening, you have to really ask yourself, because the energy that I'm picking up is that you've been asking for happiness, and in order to achieve this, it comes sacrifice of low frequency things or low vibrational things in your life. And yeah, so it's like you guys have been stubborn. If you guys chose this deck, you've been stubborn in seeing the truth for yourself, but also accepting the truth in a lot of the things that are occurring in your lifestyle. So you're holding on to a lot of things. And it's interesting because, like, even on this card, she's surrounded by a lot of dead things. And though she doesn't feel lonely or feel alone, what I'm getting is like, would you rather be in a life that has death around you and you be the only one alive, or would you rather have your old ways of lifestyle or old identity die and be around things that are bringing you life? And so it's like a lot of you have been compromising for dead weight in general. And so refusing to see is not seeing things from a spiritual perspective or a higher perspective, because again, it is very challenging to accept the things that are transforming so rapidly in your life. Well-deserved reward. So I'm just going to separate the cards because I feel like it's going to be interesting here. It's like, this is the guidance to get to here is what I'm picking up. So I'll just do this overall general for the entire reading today, because I feel like what Spirit is saying is like, the point of this is to get to here. So if you're wondering, like, the pain, the shedding, the movement away from people, the quest, the awakening is happening for what you prayed for, essentially. Trust. Yeah, it's going to require a lot of trust, because you have been so wrapped up in old things that are burdening you. And so it's time to leave. But in order to do that, it's going to require you to trust in your higher self as a guider or someone that is bringing you into the things that you want, which is the rewards, the outcomes, and also the sun. And then also giving and receiving. It's the reciprocation. As you're giving life to so many things, whether that is your company, your job, your friends, your relationships, or your children, what Spirit is saying is that there needs to be a balance. So the things that are around you that are dying, that are basically vacant around you, they're there, they feel like they're there, but they're empty, whether that's people, the job, or whatever. It's like you have a lot going on, but nothing is really bringing life. And so with the giving and receiving, Spirit is saying, I'm trying to get you to a place of reciprocation so that you can also receive as you're giving so much on into other people's destiny. Ground yourself. Yeah. And another thing for you guys is like the advice and the spiritual guidance that I'm getting is to ground yourself. Not only that, but detaching. That's why you're shedding. Like, I feel like when I'm seeing this, you're a snake, and the snake is shedding off its old identity in old ways. And as it's doing that, it's also getting rid of the decay. That's the word that I keep picking up, is the things that are attached and latched onto you that are not bringing you life. It's necessary to ground yourself so that you can be aware of it. That's really where the ground yourself is coming in. And I'm going to read that after. Yeah, Two of Swords, you guys are going to have to make a decision and letting some stuff go. It's death. Like, it's literally death. It's beautiful because it's, right now you guys can't see it, but you're transitioning into life, to having more life. Yeah, there's so many decisions. We have Two of Swords here, mental decisions, Two of Wands here. What makes me happy? What do I desire? And it's requiring you to not only see, trust, and ground yourself, and walk away from some things. Queen of Cups, getting more in tune with your emotions also. And now it's about you in 2020. Like, the guidance is to trust for the purpose of your happiness and the things that you want to actually do. And I know I say that a lot, to follow your guys' happiness and desires, but for you guys, it's more than just that. It's about finding happiness without the dependency of the things around you, right? So the key to happiness is freedom, but in order to be free, you must know the truth also. So a lot of things are going to be brought to your attention in 2020. And so you're going to have a different, I think I said this in my last video, but it's like you're going to be able to see things clearly, like feeling the death, feeling the presence, feeling the low vibration. And so it's like higher self is trying to get you to a place of spiritual growth so that when things latch onto you that are not bringing you life, you can release them. But also, it's not to run away from that, because your purpose is also to be the light and bring light to people. But it's important that you're aware of your surroundings that is bringing you decay, things that are not growing, things that have no life. Knight of Wands, desire. So yeah, that's in the reverse. This is the tradition moving forward towards that is where you're going in 2020 also. The Hierophant, you can be a Taurus, you don't have to be. This is about morals. What do you believe? And then also what I'm hearing for you guys is in 2020, after establishing what you believe, if something comes across you and you don't believe it, it's about grounding yourself enough to stay solid in what you believe, right? Like I've been telling everyone this week, find what matters to you. Freedom is the most important thing to me and my purpose. And so I'm able to create a service in helping other people be free. So with you, you have to be so strong in what it is that you believe in your morals that when someone comes across and persecutes you, you're very, very strong in your belief system, right? So it's like getting grounded in your beliefs also, so that you're not compromising yourself, in your happiness also, and not having to explain yourself to anybody. Like, we're over those stages. We're over that in 2020. Play. Yeah, don't be so serious. Have fun too. You've been giving a lot of yourself lately, and we have the celebrate card. So although you're going through the transition after the death, right? 13, we have the sun card. It takes a few more steps to get there in the major arcana cards. However, the transformation will be worth it. That's something that you need to understand. So while waiting and stressing out in the midst of the transition, don't forget to have fun and celebrate and raise your frequencies so that you're not down. Yeah, the crumbling. Shit is falling apart. And it's like a lot of you are just like, what the hell is going on? And you're getting rid of, and it's also what I'm hearing for you is death to ego. Things that are driving you from an ego perspective are holding on to you, right? The ego is temporary satisfaction, temporary desires. Spirit is like, can we compromise these instant gratifications of happiness for a long time of joy? And that's the message. That's huge, because happiness is presented within as it is without, but joy is a whole nother level. And so this is about compromising instant satisfaction and instant desires for a long-term lifestyle of joy. That's literally like, that is your guys' message. Two of Swords, confusion. We have Two of Swords twice. A lot of you are just like, which way do I go? What do I do? Follow your heart. Follow what makes you feel alive. Because if it's not making you feel alive, then it's bringing you death. And that's what this is about. Death to ego, death to limited beliefs, death to borders, death to ceilings. We're expanding outside of the ceilings and the egotistical things that we feel like we're bringing us happiness. Listen, if this is bringing you happiness for a quick moment of satisfaction, that is not real happiness. That is dependency. Follow what makes you alive. And that's where the confusion comes in here. Okay? Revealing your true self. Whew. This is a heavy message for you guys. This is what it's all about. It's like you've been wearing the suit, like on Men in Black, how he has the suit and he comes out and like, that's him. That's you guys. So your identity, the things that you were great at, the things that you were passionate about, the things that you thought were you are moving away so that you can reveal your true self. And that is the life that's within you. As you allow others to know the real you, you'll feel love for who you truly are. So a lot of you guys have been attracting, again, people with low frequencies that are decaying, that have drama, that are very low vibe. And you guys are so worried about if they see the real you. What I'm feeling like is going into 2020, this is me. And if you really rock with me, for me, then I know that you're really, truly here, part of my soul tribe. In 2020, it's about soul tribe. We don't have time for low frequency drama anymore because you guys are on a mission to bring fulfillment of life to yourself. Value your self-worth. This is all about revealing your true self. Old things are falling apart and new things are coming in. And it's mostly mentally. New ways of thinking. Meditation brings answers, getting closer. A lot of you is what I'm hearing is get out of your head and follow what you feel. The meditation will help you do that. You don't have to meditate for like an hour or 20 minutes or 10 minutes obsessively. Just start somewhere. Within the next few weeks, you guys are going to start feeling this transformation and transition. And the spiritual guidance, like in overall, it's like ground yourself, get ready for the crumbling, the earthquake. And that's the crazy thing is like that's what I see is like an earthquake and of transformation, things just falling apart, and then you're just grounded so that you're also like, you are still standing strong, but everything around you is just kind of coming down. And then no, this is more of like, it's interesting because it says no, but I don't know why I'm picking up no, like to know. This is to know thyself. This is what you guys are learning in trusting in your higher self, because you guys are one. And that's where the trust comes in revealing your true identity and your true authentic version. Is the more and more you understand higher self, is the more you will understand that higher self is also future self and is guiding you towards the desires of your heart because they've been placed there. So a lot of you know where you're going. You know who this person is that you're becoming, the greatest version of yourself. You see it. Now it's time to walk towards that. So overall, it's about trusting for your spiritual guidance going into 2020, and then also just living in 2020. As things are falling apart and you have to make decisions and they're brought to you, there will be clarity. Your clarity is what makes you feel alive overall. So if you guys chose deck number 1, this is your reading in spiritual guidance going into 2020 and for 2020 in general. Don't forget to leave comments down below. I'd love to get some words of encouragement and empowerment back to you guys. Remember that we're releasing the old ways of thinking and allowing new ways of thinking. Moving on to deck number 2. All right, if you guys chose deck number 2, this is your reading in spiritual guidance going into 2020 and spiritual guidance for overall 2020. Leadership, King of Wands, King of Cups, Fascination. We have a lot of masculine energy. Again, masculine energy, it's interesting because we have king, but they're 2 women. So this is about masculine and assertiveness, being more assertive, being more dominant. And that's just masculinity, is the leadership, is the authority. And that's what you guys are learning how to become going into 2020, is being more confident. 10 of Pentacles, legacy. So a lot of you guys are building a legacy of not just abundance, but for your family, your children, or ready to start a legacy. We have 3 kings on the board. You guys have really dominant energy. And I feel like with this group, you guys are a little bit more on the edge of actually being tired of settling in life. Like, you guys are done compromising. And that's amazing, because the guidance that I'm picking up for you guys is that you guys are on the right path. You're freeing yourself mentally with the 8 of Swords here. This is the imprisonment card. We also have 9 of Pentacles. We have a lot of money on the board. Judgment. God dang, you guys are doing amazing. And it's due to the fact that I feel like you guys have already been through your transformation and transition, or you're coming down to the last lap. So in a mile, there's 4 laps. You guys would be at the 4th lap. Getting ready to finish the finish line and start seeing the fruits of your labor going into 2020. And the spiritual guidance that I feel for you guys is to keep going in this way, keep going this path, and also allowing the spiritual awakening. A lot of you have answered the call. Yeah, you've answered the call. You're a pillar of light, and you're answering the call, and it says, where are you being called to journey to? A lot of you have already seen the vision and where you're going to go. Right? And so you guys are longing for home. This is light worker energy. That's why I'm saying it's very masculine, very assertive, very confirming that you guys are in the right place. So I don't really see any problems for you guys, because you've already made it up in your heart that you're going to try to do something differently going into 2020. The Judgment is the spiritual awakening that you guys have already been through that for the most part. And you're rising. So with the Control here, the spiritual guidance is to continuously allow things to happen and allow yourself to feel the energy from your higher self guiding you. You guys are super dominant. Like, this energy is very aggressive. Oh, okay. Got it. So also, this is about grounding yourself too. Being open to growth. You're also, like, in going into 2020, I feel like you guys have a higher requirement for who you are. So it's going to require you to have balance of self and how much you serve others, but also spiritually and physically grounded. A lot of you you're coming into a lot of money going into 2020, and it's because of your loyalty and commitment to the spiritual awakening. You guys also have the most action cards for blockages. So clarity of belief. A lot of you are, again, you're coming to the last lap of making a decision on what you believe. You're tired of settling. And so the spiritual guidance, again, is to stand strong on what it is that you do believe and what is feeding your soul. Helpless and hopeless. Let's see, why is this here? Helpless and hopeless. Rest and consider. Let me also see what the tarot says. Okay. So the battle with you is yourself. That's the battle. It's like with you're so amazing that you're also so hard on yourself. Like the energy that's here is very dominant, very controlling in the sense of having everything planned out. So what I'm feeling like is allowing things to flow more going into 2020. You have a good hold on things, but the biggest enemy right now is yourself. So you are evolving at a much more rapid pace than any other deck that I've chosen today. This is a very rapid growth. You've made your decision. You're done compromising. You've already went through the rest and reconsider. There's nothing more to do except for move forward and manifest. Yeah, dedicated effort. You guys have spent a lot of time. I'm also feeling like Spirit is saying that we've acknowledged how far you've come, like the progress that you've made. It's not about perfection. And that's what I'm hearing for you guys. It's not perfection. It's progress. Another thing for you guys too, the guidance that I'm getting is that don't forget to allow feminine energy into your life as well. Because you're very focused, you're very driven, which is amazing, but also allow compassion into your heart so you're still feeling and experiencing life. And that's what I'm feeling like. You are at a much higher rate spiritually than a lot more people. And because of that, there needs to be a sense of balance here on earth. So what that means is still allowing yourself to experience things like pain and love and anything that brings life to you. Because you've put in a lot of time, you've put in a lot of effort, and Spirit is saying, I've acknowledged that. And your rewards and the fruits of your labor are basically manifesting. So if there was a tree and you guys were planting lemons, the lemon is growing now. Like you can see it. You're getting ready to physically see your rewards of all your labor. So you're also, what Spirit is saying is, don't forget gratitude. A lot of you are so hard on yourself in this group, particularly. You have very high standards, and that's amazing. But also don't forget to look and be grateful for the progress and to stop and realize how far you've come. Because in 2020, I feel like things are going to happen so fast for you. It's a lot more abundance, a lot more luxury. You're becoming more of a person who's able to create a stream of income for themselves. This is the greatest version of yourself, and you become that in 2020. So I'm hearing stay humble, stay grounded, and also still have compassion and empathy for the path that you've come, because people are going to acknowledge you and say, wow, you've come so far, and you're just like, yeah, it's nothing. And so allow that for you. You guys could be an earth sign too, because there's a lot of earth sign here. That's Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus energy. And so love, you guys are also mastering love for yourself and actualization. That's basically the word for you guys in deck number 2. Actualization is when you've reached a lot more self-awareness. You know who you are, you know what you've come to do, you know the greatness that's within you, but now it's time to actualize it, to start manifesting it. And then also what I'm hearing is after you manifest that, now you're going to have a desire to also actualize that for people around you. And this just means your purpose. In 2020, you will find your purpose, but also stay grounded, because things are going to happen so fast for you in 2020. Yeah, things are ending. They're coming to an end. The waiting is ending. Also, what I'm seeing, guys, is there are still some things in the past that I see you holding on to going into 2020. And this is mentally. This is the war within yourself. This is the mental war that you're back and forth on. Remember when I said you're hard on yourself? You have a lot of judgment, a lot of criticism on yourself. in 2020, that's why I said be grateful for the progress that you've made. You guys are light workers. You're being called to a journey. And in 2020, I see you guys accepting this opportunity and becoming the pillar of light in the oracle. So a lot more people are going to see that you've come to actualization. Anyone who comes to actualization, it just means that they're well-rounded. They have everything that they're desiring. They have emotions. I see like solid relationship, solid energy, driven, motivated, and solid financially. And a lot of people, when you come to this stage of actualization, are going to start pulling on you because now they want what you have, but they don't understand what you've been through. Man, okay. Usually I resonate heavily with deck number 4, but deck number 2, I'm really resonating with this. They don't understand all that you had to bear. Like, this person is tired. A lot of you have come to the point where the only reason why you were able to transform into this person is because you were tired of being who you were not. So everyone's going to notice how solid and well-rounded your life is going into 2020, and they're going to want a piece of that. So, opportunity to forgive. So those things that I was telling you guys that you're holding on to going into 2020 also brings more opportunity when you forgive and let it go. So some of you are like, I had to go through this transition alone. You were not here when I went through the darkest, deepest parts of my life. And so this means also forgiveness. This forgiveness is not cliche, mediocre forgiveness. This is forgiving people because divine purposely isolated you to go through all the things that you were going through. And a lot of people around you could not understand that because of your spiritual awakening that was necessary for the isolation. Because if people were there, it would have been a distraction from you and higher self, is also what I'm hearing. So forgive yourself, and forgive yourself for even allowing these people back into your life, because they're going to come back in your life in 2020. And now they see where you're at, and there's a little bit of resentment because I feel like you guys had to go through the spiritual awakening alone. And so it says this brings an opportunity to grow, to forgive, to release negative patterns. So with you guys, it says we will help you release unforgiving thoughts, feelings, and energies and lift you to a higher place. When you're holding on to negative patterns, negative thinking, resentment, hurt, thoughts, feelings, and energies of unforgiveness, you are hindering your growth. So when we say forgive people, not for them, but for you, this isn't a cliche. This is so that you can rise. Your vibration is rising. You're becoming the light. Therefore, you cannot allow resentment, vengeance, bitterness, hate, unforgiveness in your heart. It will prevent you from rising higher. It is literally like dead weight that needs to be released in 2020. Ask for help from others. Yeah, you guys are going through a huge transition and you're coming down to the end of it, but helpful people are coming in. That period of isolation was necessary for you in this year, basically, because 2019, which I'm going to post on my Instagram, was like, but did you die though? Like, that was the mantra for 2019. It's like, no, I didn't die, but damn, it sure did feel like I had a death experience. So now that you're getting ready to either come out of sanctuary or come to a place of evolving, wherever evolving, but this is like another level for you. And once you land here, there will be helpful people, because now it's time for people to come in and also assist you while you're assisting them. So you will notice a lot of help from others in attracting soul tribe. So a lot of new people are going to be in your life for 2020. Don't automatically assume that they just want something from you. They just see that you're rising, you're this pillar of light, and they're very attracted to that. Also, stress reduction. Like I said, you guys are too hard on yourself to be you have this perfect person. And that's why I said, don't forget to acknowledge the progress in you becoming this person. Distress your mind, body, and schedule as you need to rest, recharge, and revive. Why? Because you guys have been through war this year. So don't forget to stay grounded and reduce this negative energy, because stress, worry, concern, egotistical thoughts, unforgiveness, like I just mentioned, is going to be dirt or fog in the midst of your light. So if you are a glass of water and you're pure, I can see through it. The more I can see through it, the more pure you are, the more you become a pillar of light. But when you put negative energy of stress, toxins, and I'm not just saying people, because people can have negative energy, but most of the time it's within you that's reflecting, that needs to be cleaned. And so when you look at that glass of water, if you have the stress and the things that I just mentioned, the water becomes foggy and unclear, and that's your spirit. That represents your spirit. Let yourself feel all emotions. Exactly. Come down to earth. Still have empathy and compassion for yourself. Still allow yourself to experience. Let yourself to feel all emotions. Your entire chakra spectrum of feeling is sending you important messages and guidance. So now is the time for help that is going to come in and help you to where you need to be, because you're becoming this pure light. And the purer you become, the more authentic the version of you also becomes. So if you guys chose deck number 2, this is your reading and spiritual guidance going into 2020 or 2020 in general. Don't forget to comment down below so I can get some words of encouragement back to you guys. Stay optimistic, allow people in. Don't forget to commend yourself for how far you've come. I'm going to move on to deck number 3. So if you guys chose deck number 3, this is your reading and spiritual guidance going into 2020 and spiritual guidance for 2020. Queen of Pentacles, ambition, ready to love again. A lot of you guys are preparing for new love coming into your life. Old love that is looking for a new opportunity is also what I'm hearing. It says you've healed from the past enough to open up your heart to new love. So this is just a progress report basically for your love life. Going into 2020, what I'm feeling for you guys is that you guys are ready to open yourself back up to love and allow yourself to experience that due to, you know, healing past pains in this year. So you will be ready for new love going into 2020. Also, ambition is here and poverty. So there is going to be some challenges here. It's almost like in 2020, the guidance is to follow abundance and not to be afraid of commitment, but also abundance. Anything like that's bringing you long-term happiness. And I'm going to get into that. Patience. Yeah, patience with yourself. A lot of you guys are shifting your perspective around abundance. So things are going to fall apart abundantly in your life next year, but it's to prepare you for either entrepreneurship, leadership, or you creating your own stream of income. Queen of Pentacles is ambition. And basically what this is saying is you have to lose what you currently have. Again, she has a hazard mask on. Poverty. A lot of the decisions that you've made in 2020 have created a route to poverty because you haven't invested in yourself. Like a lot of you guys are investing time in other businesses and in career and finances. And with the 5 of Pentacles, this is telling me that you actually are lacking long-term because you're spending so much time on that. But it's to prepare you for abundance that you're creating on your own. Intuition, yeah. So Spirit is also saying that you're going to need your intuition in 2020. You're also going to need to be patient with allowing things to happen for you in 2020. 5 of Swords, yeah, defeat. So a lot of you will feel defeated. It's a tower. It's a huge tower moment for you. So the spiritual guidance is to keep going through. It's a transcension. Keep allowing yourself to go through, being patient with yourself, being patient with the process. Don't rush the process. Don't try to go around the process. There's only one way to become the greatest version of yourself, and that is to go through and transcend through the pain and poverty. Pain and poverty is something that you're going to really struggle with in 2020. But the purpose of that and your guidance is this is necessary for you to become your own stream of income dependently for yourself and not relying on other people. So it's for the purpose of satisfaction. It's a wish come true. So while things are falling apart, your guidance is like, don't focus on the distractions of the things around you that are falling apart. Focus on the pathway. Keep going. Keep moving forward. Don't stop and look, basically. This reminds me of like the Lot story where she turned around and turned into a pillar of salt. So it's like, don't look back. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. Nothing in 2019, nothing matters anymore. Like this, you have to let it go completely, so that you can master unconditional love, but also releasing your heart, because there was a lot of heart in her, and your heart is like in a cage. And so there's a sense of level of freedom, because the heart chakra is at the core of what you desire. It's not just about relationships. It's about being able to transmute a love and desire so deep in you for the things in life of bringing you satisfaction. So that's not just relationships. And it's like, you don't have time to look back. All you can do is follow your intuition and run forward. The Hanging Man. So yeah, perception. This is all to get you to shift things and to see things a different way. Things are not what they've seemed. The rabbit is down here. You've been on a loop. And the tower has been falling apart around you guys. Like, that's what I'm getting. Like, things have been falling apart, but I don't think you realize how much has fell apart. But you're going to have a realization like, dang, that was a lot. I didn't even realize that. And so this was all to shift your perspective, to see things differently, to take a different route. Unbound, releasing soul patterns, contract, and past lives. Yes. So you're breaking the cycle of the soul contract to your past. And that's painful, because it's like pulling Velcro apart. So a lot of you are going to experience this, but I'm seeing the guidance to have patience with yourself, patience with the progress that you're making, patience with the process that is occurring. Awakening, yeah, it's all for you to raise your frequency and energetic upgrades. So a lot of you in 2020 or going into 2020 feel defeated from this year and are super optimistic about the next year. But what I'm saying is it's not over. Like, the beginning part of the months for 2020 is like a continuous factor of 2019 until you let go of the past indefinitely. And that's what you're being asked to do, is to let go of the past. Shine, yeah, so you can shine, so you can master unconditional love, so you can master love and receive love, release it. So that's like your guidance, most importantly, is to just release the things that have happened and to see things differently. Don't try to piece it together. Don't try to say, okay, well, maybe this happened because of this. It's like, just accept it and move forward so that you can allow yourself to upgrade. And I know that that's a lot, like, oh, just accept it. Like, that's a lot to accept. So it's not over for you. And it's not over, period. If that's a question that you guys have had, the answer is it's not over. Listen, yeah. So you're going to have to rely very heavily on your spiritual eye. A lot of you are waking up to third eye clarity, which is just being able to see things spiritually from a higher dimension and not being so in the midst, because a lot of you guys are just stuck in the tornado and have been, and you're kind of just like looking around at the chaos, and it's a distraction from you moving forward. And with the spiritual eye, basically the purpose of this third eye chakra is for when things happen, you're able to spiritually see, okay, got it. I'm not even going to react. I'm not going to overreact. This makes sense. Cool. I'm going to take a step back and see things from a higher perspective. Because emotionally, like, this is about the heart for you guys. There's a lot of like hurt that I'm feeling. It's very heavy. A lot of desires to be happy and to have fulfillment. Also, the Sun card is here. This is about happiness. A lot of you have been fighting with others, and in 2020, either going into 2020 fighting, or there's going to be conflict around you. But your mission is to not do not get sucked into drama. Also, is guidance for you guys. Do not get sucked into drama, and understand that everyone's responsible for their own soul journey, and that is not your responsibility. Because a lot of defeat is not even because of you. It's because a lot of you tried to save people from their struggles. Because you had a heart to help. And now it's like for 2020, your guidance is just be an outside observer. Be the fly on the wall. Don't even get involved in drama, to just release it. Because it's low frequency that you don't need to be a part of. Lead, yeah. A lot of you are afraid to take leadership. We have the Queen of Pentacles twice here. A lot of you are afraid to create your own stream of income. Some of you guys are going to have hobbies in 2020 that will turn into a stream of income for you as well. At the bottom of the deck, we have what do you desire? It's necessary to lead, but what's interesting is he's leading his life, but he's also being led by his higher self. Know that you're not alone also. Guidance. What do you desire? You will now have the opportunity to write your desires of your heart once you decide. So in 2020, it's about making a decision. Indefinite. It can't be like a waiver. It can't be, yeah, I think, or I might want to be with them. Like, this is like, we don't have time. Like, that's what it is for you guys. Like, the reason why things are at a low vibration right now in your life is because you haven't made a decision. If you love someone, love them, let them know. If you want to start your business and don't look back. A lot of this is because you start something or something gets started and you feel discouraged. So go after it indefinitely. Like, this is what I'm deciding. I know personally, me, tarot priest or priest, is going on a international tour next year, period. And I don't care how it has to happen. Like, you have to have that force of desire of just like certainty. This certainty is what spirit has been waiting for. It's like you're getting mixed signals, like, I think I want this, or maybe I want this. And spirit's like, okay, well, listen, let me know when you figure out what you want. Because that's what the holdup is too. And so it's like things are slowly crumbling and you're just like, okay, I need to make a decision fast. So that's like overall guidance for you guys, is to make a decision on what you desire. Innocence. Go back to when you were a child. A lot of us, we get older, we get sucked into society, we get sucked into the matrix and the things that we do on a constant day-to-day basis. Go back to when you were a child. Give your feelings of heaviness to lighten your load. Guilt, anger, and blame has to be released in order for you to have peace in 2020. Guilt on yourself or others. Okay, I'm not trying to preach. Listen, real quickly. Energetic chart, the lowest frequency that they have measured is shame and guilt. It is nearly impossible to manifest what you desire in those low frequency energies. Shame, guilt, and anger are all so heavy that they become literally weights on the bottom of your feet when you're trying to fly and soar. Release it. Go back to when you were a child, when things weren't so personal. A lot of you take a lot of things personally. It's not personal. Yeah, deep emotional healing. This is what you're going through. Why are they going through this though? Oh, okay. It's the lack of patience with yourself. You're in a low frequency too. It's money, it's finances, it's dreams, it's all that stuff. Like, don't lose hope. Your heart is ready to heal from the past experiences, and you are willing to devote time and energy to therapy and care. That's another thing when I'm saying with making a decision. Are you ready? And you have to be certain about that. And your heart will be ready, and it has been healed from experiences. But it's going to require you to devote time and decision in what it is that you want. If you believe. So again, like I said, you guys get started, you get discouraged on whatever the case is. And then that's a wavering belief. You don't have enough faith in what it is that you desire. Communicate clearly. I was literally saying that you have, universe, listen, I want this, this, and that so I can go on tour next year. Like, it has to be very clear and decisive when you're attracting these things and manifesting these things. Universe, I'm ready to love. Please send me this person. Universe sends you the person and you're like, I don't know. And that's why nothing is really moving, is because you haven't made a decision. So communicate clearly and then ask your angels. So this is also about getting you closer to spirit and asking and allowing guidance. It's okay to ask for help too. You guys don't have to be so strong all the time, also, is what I'm hearing. Okay? Believe in yourself, believe in what you desire, but make a decision going into 2020 that this is what you want. It's not a New Year's resolution to yourself. This is an inward decision of a lifestyle. It's not a New Year mantra. This is like, This is what I'm going after, and I'm not going to stop until I get it. Which reminds me of Mount Everest. When people are climbing Mount Everest, they do not care about the chances and the risks of falling or dying, though they should, because it's very high. They believe so much in their heart that they're going to conquer it, that they're able to do this and go after that. And that's the level of belief you have to have for the desires of your heart and the things that you want to manifest. You have to be so confident that even if the odds are 1%, you're going after it. Okay? So that Mount Everest mountain is there, and it's time to climb and make a decision for you guys. Deck number 3. If you guys chose deck number 3, this is your reading. Stay patient with yourself. Allow things to happen so you can shine and master. Overall, I do see happiness for you guys. So when you question why, just know this is for the purpose of your happiness and joy. If you guys chose deck number 3, don't forget to comment down below so I can get some words of encouragement back to you guys. Love and light to you. Stay optimistic about your journey. I'm going to move on to deck number 4. If you guys chose deck number 4, this is your reading and guidance going into 2020 and guidance for 2020. Overall guidance, 8 of Wands, message. You know what's crazy? Yeah. Message. Something's coming in. Communication is coming in, but it seems like it's from external sources. It's not from people. It seems like like you see this little alien cat here. It's going to be from, and there's an attachment to it, which is interesting. It seems like source. Messages coming in from source. 9 of Swords, anxiety. A lot of you guys are anxious about the new year. Time is ticking and you feel like you're getting older, but you're waiting for the progress in your life. So there's anxiety there, especially if your birthday is in January. Page of Wands, venture. So you guys are getting ready to go on a venture, something that's curious and brings you hope. You guys could be an Aquarius or a Capricorn. You don't have to be. The Star card is about hope. A lot of you guys are becoming the greatest versions of yourself in 2020. And you are anxious about that. You're anxious as to what is waiting for you. But also I'm getting that there needs to be a level of detachment mentally from the things you thought you knew. It's a lot of past energy. A lot of you are stuck in the past. Releasing your past is here, guys, for the purpose of what? Creating heaven on earth. This is in reverse. So I'm going to just lay it out like this. Align your life. The anxiety and the stress, the worry, and all the things that you feel like are creating this feeling is because your life needs to be aligned. So you're getting ready to go on a venture, and it's going to require you to be, what I'm hearing for you guys, guidance is for you guys to be hopeful and optimistic. To remain hopeful and optimistic, because you're losing yourself, the self that you thought you were, or the self that you thought you knew, which is scary. It's very scary at this point. Dreams coming true. Yeah, things are shifting for you amazingly. You guys have had a tough time, like really tough aligning your life. Yeah, you're rebuilding something. What I'm hearing is that you're rebuilding something for yourself, for your own happiness, so that you don't have to depend on others. A lot of you are just tired of depending on others, whether it's financially supporting you or a job financially supporting you, a relationship that you're depending on making you happy. A lot of you are just like, look, I want to genuinely be happy, and I don't want to have to be worried about how I'm going to have that. So I'm going to start creating my new reality for myself and rebuilding for myself. Just breathe is here. Just relax. If you guys are struggling with thoughts of anxiety, because that's what anxiety is just thoughts, it is because you guys are worried too much about the future or worried about the things in the moment. This also tells me that you have a lack of trust with higher self or universe, God, whatever you choose to believe. So just breathe and allow things to happen. If you guys feel like you have a lot of feeling like things are over, not sure where to go, you're on the right path. If you've been feeling like you're uncertain about which direction to take, you are on the right path, because now you're so open to a new direction. Wow, yeah, that's crazy. Choose a new direction. Sorry, yeah. I seen this earlier and I'm like, okay, this is making sense. Choose a new direction. You guys have been doing a lot of the same things over and over, and you're hoping that something will change. Things will change when your perspective changes. This is even new relationships. This is even relationships with old people also. If you guys are a twin flame, I'm picking up twin flame energy too for the purpose of union. But what I'm feeling like is it's time to move forward in a new direction so that you can invite new energy. But it's that you guys are seeing things the same in your life because of your perspective. And so until that changes, nothing in your reality will change. So you can change the people you're around, you can change your job, you can change your relationships. But if you're not changing your perspective in your lens of seeing the world, everything will still look the same. So choose a new direction in perspective. Instead of negatively thinking about things are going to happen again, be open to them not happening again. Right? When you evolve, right? I watched The Matrix a few times. It was nothing like when I evolved. I can watch it once every year and I see something new or have a new perspective every time I watch it. Some of these old movies that have inspired you, go back and watch them. Because now with it, so that you know that you have a new lens of perspective. So you're not going to see your life anymore. It's not the external sources that are playing pieces in your life. It's your perspective and how you're choosing to see it. Choose a direction and allow yourself to dream a little bit going into 2020. Okay? Just allow yourself to dream. Just dream. If you can just start dreaming and closing your eyes and getting into a corner of just peace and serenity by yourself. What I'm hearing for you guys, deck number 4, and just breathe and just see the dream for 20 seconds a day. Just allow yourself to dream because you're so worried about things, you're so concerned about things that you're stressing yourself out. And all that's necessary for you guys is to change your perspective. Yeah, Ace of Swords. It's a new way of thinking. Clarity. Don't stop seeing things the same way that you've been seeing them for the past few years. Things are changing. People are ever evolving, always. And if things are still looking the same after years and years, you have to question your perception. Knight of Wands in reverse. So until you change that, nothing moves forward in your life. Impatient. You guys, a lot of you are just like, okay, when is this transformation going to occur? When am I going to be done with this? I'm ready to start dreaming. I'm ready to start rebuilding my life. Source is saying, change the way that you're thinking. Maybe if you do it this time, it will happen. Maybe if you apply for the job this time, it will happen. But a lot of you guys are seeing new things from old perspective because of the fear of rejection, the fear of things not working out, the fear of rebuilding and it falling apart. Also, you have a lot of fears. 9 of Pentacles. Money is waiting for you also. Money and finances. Page of Swords. Speaking up more. And what I'm seeing for you guys is like your thoughts have been the commander of your life. Just imagine waking up. You don't say anything, but you just hear your thoughts. You got to do this. You got to do this. Don't forget to do this. By the way, don't forget Don't forget to pick up the kids. Do this. Just relax and breathe and take awareness of the fact that your thoughts, your mind, have become the commander of your life. So this is about taking your power back. And when your thoughts are like, okay, you got to check your emails, you got to do this. No, I don't. I'm going to actually do nothing today. I'm going to sit in that chair. I'm going to put this waterfall on. I'm going to put my headphones on. I'm going to listen to nature. That's what I'm going to do. Because I'm not going to constantly listen to the perfection of which you feel like I should be. So I'm talking about your thoughts. See, this is why people talk to people. I'm talking about your thoughts that are creating your reality for you, which is also in return creating anxiety. One thing I want to share with you guys too, really quickly, because I know deck number 4, I don't know why, I always share my stories. My friend who served in the army was upset because I told her that anxiety existed, but it wasn't real, which is what my sister says. It's like a Barbie doll. It exists, but it's not real. And she said, oh, anxiety is real. Every time I go to the trash can, I feel like there's a bomb in there because I served in Iraq. And I said, but here's the thing. There is no bomb in there. So you're living your life in fear due to something that you've chosen to believe. And so you have to take your power back and say, listen, that's not true. Because your mind is like programmed based on past events based out of fear of protecting yourself. Your ego is here to protect you. And so with this anxiety and the things that you are dealing with mentally, ask yourself, are these thoughts true? And if they're not, release them. Okay, deck number 4, throat chakra. Speak up. Take ownership over your life. Speak up about the things that you want, the things that you know that you're going to have, declaring them, believe and succeed. This is a lot of hope for you guys. You guys need hope in your life. You need some love and hope. God dang, you guys are like struggling with this, and it's your mind, it's playing games. So now that you're aware of that, just pay attention to that. Coming together. So being around people who are supportive also. Once you change your perspective, your friends will change too. A lot of us are trying to evolve and take friends of low frequencies up. Some of you guys are going to the 30th floor, and you got friends in the elevator, and they need to get off on the 7th floor because they're not ready for the 30th floor. They're just not. And that comes with acceptance too. So coming together, because you got to manifest. You got heaven on earth to manifest. You guys got dreams coming true to manifest. You guys got believe and succeed. We don't got time for people who are in low frequency. I worked so hard to get out of this anxiety in this place in my life and align it for me to be around people with low frequency, which I love you guys. But in this time, I'm choosing me. I'm choosing me. Nurture. So yeah, nurturing yourself. You guys have so many amazing things coming. If anything, deck number 4, I just want you to know that hope. Start focusing on hope and belief in that positive, because the hope is what changes your perspective also. Forgiveness, let things go so you can believe and succeed. Forgiveness, regrets. Don't regret, move forward. Don't look back, move forward. Everything looks different from a new perspective. Everything does. I can look at a cloud, you can look at a cloud, we can both see 2 different things. This doesn't mean that one or the other is right. Opportunity is waiting for you. We have opportunity and dreams coming true here. Okay? Answered prayers. All your great work has opened the door for divine solutions. Everything is getting ready to shift for you guys. It's like it's like literally a millisecond, just shifting really quickly. Spiritual or religious community. Join with like-minded people for friendship and increased spiritual growth. So as you guys are going to the 30th floor, you might stop at the 10th floor. You let your friends go on the 7th to bring in new soul tribes, because they're now getting on the elevator with you because they're also going to the 30th floor. And you guys are just like you had your own parts in life, but now you're meeting up on level 9 to go to 30. So don't be surprised when new people come into your life. Increase support. Your positive focus and willingness to receive has opened the doorway to abundance of help and opportunities. Be open to receive. Okay? And then last, we have weddings. Some of you guys are going to get engaged. Some of you guys are going to meet the one next year. Some of you guys are going to make a decision to be with this person next year. And the wedding card is here. Marriage is the union between 2 souls, but this is also marriage to yourself first before the relationship comes in. This is all about hope and realignment. This was already heavy for you guys. So if you guys did choose deck number 4, don't forget to comment down below so I can leave some words of encouragement back to you guys. Stay uplifted and optimistic about your future. This is what's going to help you change your reality and perspective. If you guys tuned into this pick a card reading, thank you so much. I'll see you in the next pick a card reading. Love and light to you.